এবং সেখানে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টেকহোল্ডারদের এনগেজমেন্ট খুবই জরুরি।
that এই প্রোগ্রামটা কি, এটা কি আমরা সেলিব্রেশন করছি, কমেমোরেশন করছি, এটা কি কনফারেন্স, এটাকে কি কোন ক্যাটাগরিতে আমরা ফিট করব? And honestly, it has been a hard question because we know that the last 3 or 4 days, the kind of news that we are experiencing, যেখানে the stop the work order, the kind of ripple it has created, not only in Bangladesh, of course Bangladesh, Rohingya, but worldwide. It has of course created already some sort of a gloomy environment, actually forced us to settle into some sort of a despondency. And it's of course creating an anxiety for everybody who is involved in this. And that includes of course the local organization, government, the UN, and most importantly the communities themselves.
I see this question which he asked me in that broader context. The Oxfam's latest report, which has just come out I think a month back or like 3 weeks back, something like that. 2 weeks back. 2 weeks back. So I'm just quoting the exact statement from there. Legacies of inequality and pathologies of plunder pioneered during the time of historical colonialism continue to shape the modern world.
They are being targeted, they are being instrumentalized by opposing factions. Close to 700,000 Rohingya are still in the Rakhine. And this is a deliberate state policy, but it seems to also be applied by the non-state armed actor that is currently in control of a large part of the Rakhine. Let's not forget, in a conflict zone, you have normal issues, and it's very normal because people cannot tend to agriculture. You have food insecurity and risks of famine coming up. If not today, then tomorrow. It is bound to happen. Look around the world in conflict zones. Seeking safety remains dangerous. Borders have been mined. Drone attacks on boats of civilians fleeing to seek safety.
It's a really critical and it's a big issue. We know the people who came from Rohingya. The Rohingya, they're suffering here. They're like staying here in a cage. They're like, it's a prison. We know that. We have sympathy for that. But still, it's our country is Bangladesh, and we are highly burdened with the population, and we have enough population. We have limited of resources. So from the people who are working on that, you must take it in your mind.
14 APPN and 16 APPN, which is located at Teknaf Upazila, and 2 battalions are strongly contributing to law and order situation in the Ukhia camps area. আপনারা সবাই জানেন যে a lot of people, more than 1 million Rohingya people are living in that Rohingya camps area. তো এই স্বল্প সংখ্যক আসলে আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষাকারী বাহিনীর সদস্যগুলো দিয়ে এত বিশাল জনগোষ্ঠী আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষা করা এবং পাশাপাশি মানবাধিকার রক্ষা করা আসলে খুবই টাফ। তো আমরা সার্বক্ষণিকভাবে আমরা যারা আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষার কাজে জড়িত, আমরা সবসময় চেষ্টা করি যে আমরা যে জনগোষ্ঠীকে সেবা করার কাজে নিয়োজিত, আসলে ওরা কিন্তু আমাদের কোনো বাংলাদেশের নাগরিক না, এটা হচ্ছে আমাদের বিদেশি নাগরিক। কিন্তু ওদেরকে রক্ষা করতে গেলে আমাদের সার্বক্ষণিকভাবে যে বিষয়টা লক্ষ্য রাখতে হবে, এটা হচ্ছে তাদের হিউম্যান রাইটস বিষয়টা, মানবাধিকার বিষয়টা। তাই সার্বক্ষণিকভাবে মানবাধিকার এবং যে ধর্ম বর্ণ নির্বিশেষে, অর্থাৎ জেন্ডার নির্বিশেষে আমরা যেন ওদের সার্বক্ষণিকভাবে যেন আমরা রক্ষা করতে পারি বা হিউম্যান রাইটসে যেন আমরা সেভ করতে পারি, এই বিষয়টা আমাদের সার্বক্ষণিকভাবে এটা আমাদের নলেজে রাখতে হবে।
Throughout the history, we have seen that the greenery of the southern Cox's Bazar has changed. We have seen how the Rohingya crisis has triggered the natural lush greenery of the southern Cox's Bazar, especially the hills and the forests. Suddenly, overnight, they turned into barren hills, dipping into the paleness and anguish and despair, and also hopelessness. Nevertheless, with a lot of collective effort, we have successfully been able to, obviously with the passage of time, the greenery has been revitalized through organized policy, humanitarian support, community forestry, mini farming activities. And when I say the greenery, it's not just the physical greenery, it's the color, bring the color back to life. There are so many good things that we have achieved so far that we can celebrate proudly.
As they are continuing in wash sector, as they are continuing wash sector, I congratulate Oxfam for continuing this work.
More than 700,000 people crossed the border. There was no arrangement for this, so many people, you know. It was a late monsoon even. So there's no wash facilities there, you know. But the organization like BRAC, Oxfam, they started, you know, working. And that, the Bangladeshi people particularly, the local people, Uki and Teknam people, I always, you know, express my gratitude to the local people. If I had the opportunity to reward them, I would reward them with Nobel Peace Prize, you know, because that thing they have been doing in the local people. So that legacy we set up, the legacy now we are talking about, the legacy of managing so many people in a very short time without any preparation. And even the international organization were not at that time in the field. We Bangladeshi people, the local people, we, you know, used to manage this huge crisis at that time, and not that much cholera outbreak we experienced.
We are having almost 30 to 33,000 newborn babies every year from this Rohingya community. And these people, these newborn babies are adding more and more pressure on their shelter, food, health facilities, and wash facilities also. So all these things we are thinking about, and we are just taking into our consideration what to do. What's the next? What's the last destination for these people? So we should think on this issue more and more deeply. And I thank Oxfam, and already we know that they did a tremendous job regarding WASH, because you know these youth people, they are producing huge number of people, and this is a big issue to manage. For the management of this, they did a tremendous job.